Hey everyone, welcome back to Ktalk, where we talk all the hottest ongoing K-dramas. I'm Mel.
And I'm Uma. Hi, guys. Welcome back to this week's episode. For this week's chat, we are talking.
My beloved thief.
Thank you, because I always mess it up because I call it either
I was just calling,
our beloved thief.
and I would just call him beloved thief.
Oh, okay.
Like,
No.
you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
My beloved thief.
Yeah.
It is amazing. Let me share what the synopsis is. It's a kind, crime-solving prince falls in love at first sight with a doctor-turned-righteous thief. A body swap complicates everything.
Yes. To My Beloved Thief stars Moon Sang-min, who plays Eol, Nam Ji-hyun, who plays Hong Eun-jo. Wow.
It is a cutie patootie.
It is such a good drama. Oh my God.
It's a fun historical.
I loved it. I loved everything about it.
I thought it was so good. And it was 16 episodes. It didn't feel like it was
It did
16
not.
episodes, right?
Because every episode was good, like from the very beginning. When I tell you, it's very rare that you find a 16 episoder that's good from the first episode.
Yes.
And I freaking loved it.
And every episode kind of like finished almost like on a cliffhanger,
yes.
right? So it kind of kept the story going. It's like a really tight, like 60 minutes.
Yeah.
You know, it's like 1 hour, that's it.
But
they don't feel super long at all.
Yeah, it didn't feel like it at all because, like you said, it's just so much going on in every episode that is just, I literally binged like one after another. And it didn't even feel like annoying. You know what I mean?
Not at all.
Yeah.
And I love these two.
I do. This is the first drama I'm seeing with her in it, but I love her.
I think, I can't remember if it was last summer. I forget what. Yeah, I think it was. It might have been last year. Either way, the last time I saw her was in Good Partner. It was like a legal drama, but always love her. And she's in my favorite comfort watch, My Suspicious Partner.
Oh, okay.
So good.
Ji Chang-wook?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So good. So yeah, let's dive right in.
Yes. There's a lot to cover.
Oh my God, so much.
Yeah.
But you know what? I'm thinking just to make it easier, like let's just start with the first half because I feel like that's really where a lot of like the introductory stuff is, and not a lot happens, but not at the same time.
Yes.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So we meet our female lead, Unju.
Yes.
Her name just disappeared from my brain for a quick sec. Unju, okay? So she's like a little physician in
like
training or like the village doctor,
Yeah.
but she's not like the top one. She
She's
works under someone,
Yes.
right? But she's really good.
She works under Hae-rim's brother.
Yes.
Basically.
And
Yeah.
Hae-rim is one of our supporting characters.
Yeah.
So she's really good at what she does. She has a heart of gold.
She does.
She's the sweetest thing
She's
ever. She
so
loves
cute.
everyone, right?
And everyone loves her.
And everybody loves her.
Because she has such a nurturing spirit, right?
really does.
Like she literally loves the people. She's for the people, loves the people.
We'll do anything for the people.
Yes, we will get to that. But yeah, so it's Unju. She has her mother.
Yes.
Her father.
She has a half-brother.
A half-brother, Dae-il.
Bless his soul.
Her father, Minjik, who was once the minister of war
Yes.
for the king, the
Yes,
current
he was.
king. Yes.
But he's no longer in that because in the first half, we find out that a couple of years ago that there had been like a horrible year,
Yeah.
right? And basically the king was becoming tyrannical and he stood up to him and he
Yes.
said, listen, let's not punish the people
Yeah.
for just voicing their needs.
Yeah.
And because of that, and he wasn't a yes man, he essentially strips him of his title and all of his assets.
Yes.
And it's like, go off and do
Yeah.
you, basically. So life hasn't been easy
Yeah.
for our
And even
Unju.
though what we find out is that they had a pretty close relationship, him and the king, right?
Yeah.
He really trusted him.
He was his teacher.
He was.
his mentor,
Yeah.
essentially, right? Like,
Yeah.
it just something happened to him, and he just didn't want level-headed people around him,
Yes.
right? And Minsuk had what was was it the chief secretary?
Yes.
Was he the chief secretary at the time?
He was.
Okay, so but they're also really close friends.
Yeah.
But instead of having his friends back,
Yeah.
he says, "No, king, punish them all you want.
Yeah.
Do what you got to do.
I'm on your side.
I'm on
Yeah.
your side." So he ends up staying in in the
In the palace, yeah.
in the palace. He stays in the palace. His job is
keep-
intact. He's good,
Yeah.
right? But then we find out the chief secretary,
Yeah.
even though he's good friends with Minsik, he's been keeping tabs on him. Like their friendship is still intact.
Yeah.
He always had this, like, I'm sorry what happened for you.
Yeah.
The king is being weird.
Yeah.
He like he's just.
And that's what I find interesting about Minjik, because I feel like that moment when he didn't have his back would have told me that this guy's not really my friend, right?
Exactly.
Because if he was really your friend, like he should have vouched for him, maybe told the king, hey, let's calm down, let's think about
it's
this.
two against one.
Yeah, Minjik really cares for you, let's not do this. But he didn't do any of that. And that's
Exactly.
what I'm saying with Minjik. Like I would leave there feeling like this guy's not my friend. And it's very
Basically,
one-sided.
They could have had a better chance of convincing the king.
Yes.
If he would have stood next to his friend. It would
Exactly.
have been 2 against 1. Maybe he would have seen, the king would have seen how irrational he was being.
Exactly.
But it's sad. But then you realize this guy was always self-serving.
Obviously,
And
yeah.
they were frenemies. I don't think he was ever a real friend.
Obviously, like I said, it's very one-sided. I feel like Minjik, he is a very honorable, honest man. He
Mm-hmm.
truly believed he was his friend, but obviously the chief secretary has no friends.
Exactly.
Right? You know what his character really reminded me a lot of? Ned Stark from Game of Thrones.
Really?
Because this is the way he's so honorable,
Yes,
right? And
he always
honest.
does.
And the palace is a very toxic, cutthroat environment, and he was playing the game in a very honest way when everyone around him were not.
Exactly.
Right? That's why
everybody else
it
was
kind of reminded.
two-faced and like very selfish, right? Like
He was too good of a person.
all the
for that.
ministers
Yeah.
are kind of like doing shady deals on the on the side.
Yeah.
They're all about enriching themselves.
They are.
You know what I mean? Like so yeah, it didn't look like he plays those kind of games.
does
He
not.
was very straightforward
Straightforward.
man, and look, he got punished for that.
Yeah, he
right.
did.
So now he's known as like his loyalty is for the people.
Yes.
he's like the most loyal person.
Yeah.
In Joseon at that point.
Yeah.
Right, or that's what the king would say about him, like sarcastically. But that's the friendship dynamic between the chief secretary.
And then once his titles are stripped away, the chief secretary takes his family in, right? Mm-hmm. So they start living
off of him. He starts helping his friend, but
Yeah.
really they're indebted to him, right? So Unju is the illegitimate child
Yes.
of Minsik.
Yes.
Daeil is legitimate, so she kind of takes on this like servant role, right? She has no title. She's a nobody.
Which I found weird. Like, I understand in that time, but I'm sorry, I'm not calling my father Your Excellency. And I'm not
you.
calling my brother
Young
Young
Master.
Master. Like, that was just odd to me.
That was weird.
And especially when, like, there's no one around. Like, I think, you know what I mean? And even the Minjik says, like, when we're alone, you can call me dad. Basically, you call me father.
He
you know?
was such a good father because apparently in those times,
Yeah.
we see that when they do have illegitimate children, they consider them like half beast.
Yeah.
And I'm like, but they are half of you. So shouldn't that trump the
And-
half of them that's, I guess, low born?
And the crazy part is, like, but you went to that low-born
Low-born.
woman. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
What I wanted
But
to know is, did we ever find out what happened to Daeil's mom?
I think she might have just passed away. Like, I don't think it was anything
Okay.
shady about her passing because they didn't like acknowledge it. And look how upstanding that man is.
Yeah.
Right?
No, I didn't think it was shady. I just want to know if they even mentioned anything
Yeah,
about her.
I don't
what
think they
happened.
mentioned her once at all, to be honest. But the household is, Unju grows up with a very loving and caring father, which is different from how all the other kids are treated who
Yes.
are illegitimate, right?
Yeah.
Case in point, one of our other main characters is Ji-hyun.
Yes. Who is also half beast, as he put it.
Because his mom was a courtesan.
Yeah. Then we find out later on. Yeah, but we
Yeah,
knew that
but
she
we
was
always
low-born.
knew that
Yeah.
she was low-born.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
And that's the thing with him. I feel like he was just a spoiled brat, to be honest, because a part of it. Because yes, you are half beast, but you could have been half beast and lived like Unju. But you were half beast, and your dad gave you all the luxuries that your older brother had. Like, you were never treated as if you were lowborn, right?
Yes, he
like,
was.
Huh?
He was treated like he was lowborn every day of his life.
No, how so?
That man beat him like an animal.
Oh, that one moment when he beat him, yes.
No, that is an ongoing. He's been beating him like that his whole life.
Okay, what I mean,
that was not a one-time incident.
What I mean is, from the outside, he was given everything his brother had. What I mean,
so he's living in like a gilded cage. It doesn't but he didn't grow up well.
Okay, my point is, it's not like he had him locked in a shed. Like that's how he grew up. No, he was not. He was given.
But he would lock him in a shed from time to time if he thought he was misbehaving.
Yes, but I'm saying from majority of the time, girl. That's what I'm talking about. Most of the time, from the outside looking in, he had the same upbringing as his brother. That's what I mean.
He did, in the sense of he had food in his belly and a roof over his head. He was forced to go to school, so he got an education. Fine. But on the inside, as a human being, he was not raised with love, care, or dignity.
But
that's the difference between him and Unju. Her dad loved her. He didn't like belittle her. Okay, this boy was getting belittled every single day of his life.
Okay, but what part of Seo-young do you think that man was ever loving to anybody?
No, he wasn't. Look what he did to the brother, Sungjae.
Exactly. So that man, in general, he didn't show care and love to anybody.
But I think he was harder on Jae-hee.
Harder, yes.
Yes, I think he was harder on him.
And also, I believe, too, as Jae-hee got older,
he was better than his full-blooded son.
Of course he was. And he even said that. But also, Jae-hee's attitude growing up, rightfully so, I guess, was he was grumpy, moody, all of that. Didn't have the best attitude. Yes. You know what I mean? So
basically, the chip on the shoulder, like he had a chip on his shoulder because Unju knew her place in life. She was fine. Her dad was loving to her. She doesn't care about titles. Yeah. You know, as long as her home was comforting and she was taken care of fully, right? Yes. He wasn't. It looked like he had everything on the outside, but behind closed doors, he was very much treated and reminded of his station in life every single day. Yeah. So he grows up with a lot of resentment because every time he tries to speak or say anything, his father is like, you ain't shit. Yeah. Know your place. Yeah. So he doesn't want warmth. He doesn't want kindness. He knows what he is and he's angry. Where he looks upon Unju and he was like, why is this fool smiling? Oh, doesn't she know she's lowborn? Doesn't she know she's a bastard?
And that's why he resented her. He resents her so much. One of the scenes that really showed that was when she was in the market getting some herbs for her daughter, her dad, because she was leaving. Yeah. And he's just watching her from afar, and he just goes over there and just slaps the herbs out of her hands. Like, why is she smiling? Why is she happy? So it's like, it killed him. It's like, she's half beast like me. Why is she
miserable like me, right? Yeah. Or when she goes to go get her brother, the young master, and he's at that place, he's hanging out with Jae-hee and some other person, I forget, and he was like, oh, my sister's really good at archery. Yeah. And he was like, no, she's a fucking girl. Yeah. And he was like, no. And then Jae-hee is doing something. He's like, okay, fine. Like, he promises something. They place a little bet. I think he had to go home and study. Yes. And she's on top of her brother and she's doting on him. Yeah. And he was like, how dare you act like a real sister?
That annoyed him too.
You see? Yeah. So her whole existence, because she's not miserable, bothers Jae-hee.
Yeah. And still, that's unexcusable. Like I said, I feel like, yes, he grew as a human being and thing, but it, like everything, his cruelty was so unnecessary. It was like projecting constantly onto Unju how he felt about himself. I'm sorry, there's no excuse for that. You know what I mean?
It was projection. And at the same time, like, again, even though I don't believe hurt people. That's toxic. And I don't give a damn. It's very about toxic. That. And because he's never seen warmth. I don't know how he would give warmth. But when he experienced it. It felt nice. He became warmer. We see that throughout the entire drama, right?
I understand like what he lacked.
But you're just like,
he didn't grow up with a mother, no warmth his entire life. So when he sees Unju and just how she is with people and treats people, I get that.
So in the very beginning, you're still, like, I don't like him.
Because at the end of the day, Unju is half beast too and never treated human beings like that, or just never treated like,
she has no reason to be.
No, she could have been angry.
She's never been called half beast.
She could have, because she could have been like, oh, my dad is a noble. Why am I living like this?
Stripped of his title.
Exactly. Yes, but why am I still? Even when he had his title, let's be real, she was still acting the way she was.
But she never felt half beast. This is why this girl was more accepting and could enjoy life.
Yes.
And was walking around the market smiling.
What I'm saying is, she could have. Like, why am I not living the life and I have a noble father? She could have,
Well,
like I
everybody
said.
was very
Yeah.
like accepting of the social hierarchy back then. So
Yeah.
again, not only coupled with the fact that her dad wasn't abusive,
Yeah.
and she grew up in a happy home,
Yeah.
and she just knew this was her station in life, she was fine. But yeah, should we move on to the royal family?
How about the other brother?
Which one? Oh, Sungjae.
Yeah.
Oh my god, I hate that man.
I
He
haven't
is such a dumbass.
I haven't hated a character like that in a very long time.
And you know,
Like, he is just like the epitome of such a weak man.
literally.
Like, he was such a weak man that was trying to cosplay his dad.
I know.
Like, he had this weird obsession with his father.
He didn't have the strength.
Yeah.
He didn't have the intelligence.
He did not.
He did not have the courage.
Yeah.
So he was basically just an insecure shell walking around.
Yeah.
And I think he saw early on because, he knows that Jae-hee's better than him. Jae-hee's smarter than him. Jae-hee can
He's
fight
stronger than
better.
him. Yeah.
Jae-hee looks better than him.
Yes.
Like,
Don't get me wrong, Jay is fine. Okay.
he is so fine.
Yeah.
But like, I think he always knew like, hey, this is the half beast and he's outshining me
Yeah.
in every which way.
Yeah.
So I think that's where his cruelty also comes from. He so wants to please Daddy Dearest that he's never really built his own personality, his own moral, like he's never built his own character.
And a true sign of a weak person is when you feel like you have to consistently punch down on people beneath
That's
you.
all he can ever do.
That literally, all he did was take out everything on Unju.
Because you know what took me back was it was like, as soon as we meet them in the very beginning, he just has all this animosity. But why do you hate her? Your family took care of her, sure.
Yeah.
They're indebted to your dad, not you. You ain't shit, sir.
Yeah.
And then they left that house. She's working as like a physician. The family's struggling and,
Yeah.
living. Like they're living on their own now.
Yeah.
Because of the past generosity, Unju's dad promises her to that household, not knowing it's not either one of the boys,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
He is really angry.
Yeah.
Even though they're doing something horrible by marrying her off to their
the
sick grandfather,
Yeah.
literally on his deathbed.
Yeah. Mind you,
But she's still very angry, and she's accepting.
Yeah, mind you, she's been caring for him, right? And they're like, you know what? I think you need to marry. Mm-hmm. And obviously,
You need to be by his side 24/7. Devote your life to
obviously
him.
that was another way of torturing her.
Of
obviously.
course, and keeping tabs on
Yeah.
her dad and keeping him underfoot,
Yeah.
basically. But the thing is, I think what bothered Sungjae was she didn't show any discomfort. She wasn't sad. She wasn't like, oh, woe is me. And he wanted to see her in pain. He
And
wanted her to
suffering.
see
Yeah.
her actually suffering. But she
Yeah.
hid her suffering very deep.
Yeah.
And I think that's what bothered him because he's sadistic. He wants to see people hurting.
And I feel like that's the first time once J.E. found out that it's actually, because even J.E. thought it was to the brother. And then when the brother's like, are you dumb? I would
It
never.
ain't me.
Yeah, it's the grandfather. And he literally told Unju,
Don't do it.
Don't go through with it.
He would, right message, but he
Yeah.
was just delivering it very wrong.
He was extremely.
He thought he could bully her
and
into
that's,
it.
I don't know if you've seen it, but the community is saying how they had great chemistry. And I'm thinking every time they were together, he was extremely aggressive, very mean to her. I'm like, that's not chemistry, that's abuse. I was like,
Unju and Jae-hee
yeah,
are people blind. Are we watching the same show?
that's what I'm saying. I'm like, chemistry where? I'm like, yes, he has very sultry eyes and he is sexy, but
And he's always looking at, once he realized his feelings for her, you could always see the longing in his eyes. That's fine.
Yeah.
But no, because for her, it was nothing. It actually takes her a while to even figure out that he likes her.
yeah, because why would someone treat me like this? Like,
No, I don't
yeah,
see that.
I didn't see the
chemistry. There's no chemistry.
I think
there.
it's the whole bad boy thing.
I think
but
it's
I'm
the
like,
fact that he's a great fighter, and look at him. He's so
he's-
easy on
no,
the eyes.
He is. He's
And I
very
think
handsome.
anybody who's like super like good looking, you have to ship them.
And also, just because he's good looking
Doesn't
doesn't
mean he's a
mean-
right fit.
And he's a good person. Like, he can be beautiful, but
And
yeah,
he's playing a straight dickhead.
he literally is. Yeah,
Only till the very end does he have growth,
yeah.
right?
A part of
Yeah, I
you
don't
know
see
the
that.
thing is, I didn't, when we continue to watch, I didn't think it was so much romantic at the same time. You know what I mean? Because I feel like what he's seen in Unju was warmth, nurturing, more like a mother, like something that he missed, never had. Like, you know what I mean?
He tells her straight up,
I don't
like
think
this.
it was like deep romantic love. I also think that he doesn't know what it feels like. So I think you just assume it's love like that, but it might be just love in general. Like, I love this human being type of thing, right?
Yeah.
Because he's feeling things that he's never felt in his life, which is just kindness and warmth and just, he never had a mother. Just, yeah.
I agree. I think, yes, I think he mistook actually liking somebody genuinely for the first time in his life as romantic feelings. Because if you really think about it, once both men realized we like the same woman, he really didn't put up that much of a fight.
That's what I mean.
It was actually really coming from the Grand Prince more, the jealousy and looking at this guy as like an opponent, right? Where it's like Jae-hee was just like, I don't like you. I kind of like her. But it wasn't really like, he wasn't acting like a jealous man enough for me to be like, it was really like deep romantic love. You're right.
He's extremely aggressive. He would be like, let's duel this out for her. And you know what I mean?
Basically,
but
right?
I think
he did it to get a rise out of the Grand Prince, I think, most of the time, when he would like pull her aside. And once he figured out like he has feelings for her. Yeah,
more so like, I want to protect her too, as a person that I genuinely have grown to like.
Basically.
You know what I mean? And really care about. And I think, like I said, I think that's what made him so connected to her. It's like, I've never felt these feelings before, and it's for her, so we kind of want to always protect her, right? So,
I didn't like the Grand Prince in the beginning.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, that family's messed up.
They are.
Their dad really did a number on them. But moving on to the Grand Prince.
Yeah.
What do you think about him?
Oh my God. So when they first meet, she actually thinks he's a commoner.
I know.
He's just walking around.
That's what I love about these shows, though. Like, you have the prince just wandering the streets in the market like he's a regular person.
Yeah.
And he actually bumps into a nobleman who has no idea that this is the Grand Prince. But because he's disguising himself as a commoner, though, he very much has Grand Prince entitlement and mannerisms.
Yeah.
So he says, oh, my bad. And the guy's like, what do you mean my bad? And he kind of, eggs him on a little bit. And he was like, basically not acting like he's beneath the nobleman. Anyways, she runs up. She thinks danger is afoot. And says, he's not all there. Yeah. Ignore him, please. We're so sorry.
That was so funny.
And he's like, what you mean?
He's looking at her like...
I'm good.
He's like, I'm sane.
He's like, I'm sane. I said what I said. And she's like, no, you did not. Like, you didn't mean that. You didn't mean that. He didn't mean that.
Yeah.
But it was really cute. And that's their little cute.
And right away, you see the cute scenes of, it was raining. They were standing underneath the thing and just, like helping him tie the thing because he doesn't even know how to tie anything.
This man gets dressed, okay?
Yeah.
He does not dress himself. But it's cute.
Yeah.
And I thought that was like a nice glimpse into.
And I love that he showed his kindness from the beginning. Like he's always been this type of person, right?
Yes, always.
Yeah. So it was very cute how they initially met.
He actually like wanders around the palace and he wants everybody to think that he doesn't take life seriously, but he's actually very like well read and he's very much like on top of everything that's happening in the palace. He just can't show that his interest too much.
Yes.
Because of his brother.
Yeah.
Right? The king's a little...
Yeah, can we talk a little bit about that for a second? Like, their history is the king has been a tyrant, basically. Yes. And there was one year, that same year, that everything went crazy. And he pretty much told that's when he was young, when the crown prince was actually a young child. And he basically, I guess, said, like, stay out of my way. Pretty much, And I think because the crown prince, like you said, has been kind of living a life, he's in the palace, but he's like kind of away from everything. I think that kind of changed who he was, right? Like you said, like he would just go off, just explore things on his own. Like he didn't act like he was so royal, right?
No, he didn't want to be a threat.
Yeah.
Remember, they have this deal where it's like they always think the next in line is out to get the king. Yeah. So he was just like, I don't want the throne. Let me live in peace. You do you.
And I'll do me.
We're good.
Away from you.
Don't attack me. I won't attack you. And he's
to the point that he wouldn't even go to where the king is.
Yeah,
like he would stay away from that.
Like they don't even see each other face to face.
They don't.
Right?
Yeah.
You know what I liked, which was kind of different for once, like, well, in all the recent dramas we've been watching lately, the Queen Dowager was not a bitch.
not just the Queen Dowager, even the
Queen herself.
I love them.
Even though she had a son, the heir was right there. She was never
Yeah.
once threatened by the Grand Prince.
Yeah. No, but I love the Queen. I love the Queen Dowager. Like, they're usually just like horrible people. Like, you know what I
but
mean?
they were actually very helpful in
They
like
were.
keeping the story going and like
And the Queen loved
pacing.
her son, but not in a, you know how usually they're just
Yes.
overbearing with it. Very just, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
She seemed normal.
She
Like,
seemed very chill. It seemed like her and the Grand Prince had like a good relationship.
They did.
Nobody was enemies.
They weren't.
That's the thing. With this drama, it's just the king that's kind of
yeah.
off doing his own thing.
Yeah.
Even the queen doesn't even care that he has a favorite concubine. So they're just kind of
Yeah.
like married on paper.
First of all,
she's
that's
just raising her son by herself.
pretty much.
You know, just
Because I think she
chill.
knows he's doing something right with him. So she's like, I would rather just, you live your life with your, like, she's not even moved by that concubine. And can I just say how freaked out they were? Like, it would be weird because the chief secretary would be in the room trying to talk to the king.
Excuse me.
And the concubine is like feeling all on the king right there trying to take off. I'm like, what is going on?
I did not even get her deal.
Yeah.
I
Like, it was overkill what she's doing, but it makes sense, though. That was part of the plan, right?
Mm-hmm,
To sell herself like, oh, I'm here for you. I care for you. I'm your favorite.
No, but here's the thing.
Like,
She was already his favorite.
Yeah.
She had already reached that
Yeah.
next level, right?
Yeah.
Because remember, she was also lowborn. These people just
Yeah.
calling each other out left, right, and center in this drama.
Well, obviously
But
she's a concubine, like-
the position that she was next to the king, isn't that what everybody hopes?
yes.
Right? Like,
Yeah.
excuse me. That's everybody's goal.
Yeah.
She was solidified. She was his
Yeah.
fave. Why did she team up with the chief secretary? It didn't make no sense.
Yeah. Maybe he threatened that, hey, I'll send you back to where you came from
Did
type
she
of
have
thing.
family maybe that he was threatening? Because we never really found that out.
Or
We just
may-
knew one point she was team chief secretary, then she switched.
But knowing him, he probably said, I will replace you, so you better listen to me.
Maybe he
Remember,
did
she's
straight up
lowborn.
threat, yeah.
So to a lowborn, you would take that, and everybody knows him, right? Like what kind of man he is, and you know,
my
like
thinking is, I'm the king's fave. I'm just gonna be like, hey,
chief secretary here.
he wants me to poison you here. Hello.
But this guy's so manipulative. Like he has the king's ear. He knows how to work
I know,
the king.
it's been years.
Remember, yeah.
He's just been flattering him,
Yeah.
like just saying you're the best. There's nothing
Yeah.
wrong with you. Yeah, but that was one part. I was like, we could have used a little bit more like context as to like what made her team up with the chief
Yeah.
secretary. But like you said, it could have just been straight up he threatened her.
Yeah.
But, right?
Do you want to go back to your lowborn life? Or yeah.
Or stay as a king's fave?
Yeah.
Lap of luxury?
And he is a scary man because he's very diabolical. So
He is in the plan that he came up with to like poison the king because he wasn't feeling well and gave him like this poisoned incense or whatnot, mind altering. Basically, it's a drug. He was hoping that he
Basically.
would become addicted so that he'd be vulnerable and he can control.
basically from the back, yeah.
Basically, be the king behind the
Basically.
curtain.
And that's what I noticed in historicals. The chief secretary, they're so power obsessed and hungry. Like they want to be the king so bad.
Literally.
Like just play your position. You already have the highest position possible. I feel like after the king, after
Exactly.
the crown prince.
You are
and stuff,
not
right?
from the royal family line.
Yeah.
So sorry. It sucks. That's the family that you
happy.
were born into.
Yeah.
But once they get right next to the king, I've
It's
never
something.
seen no left minister, chief secretary.
No.
Just be happy with their
Because
frickin'
remember,
position.
they think that they're never worthy enough, right? Because the chief secretary feel like I'm
But
smarter
they're
than the king.
educated and they were,
Yeah.
they serve the country and they've
Yeah.
worked their way up. If
Yeah.
that's what you are born to, how do you just think all of a sudden,
Yeah.
I'm just going to topple the king?
Yeah.
They have a lot of time on their hands.
So basically, he's drugging him with these incense.
The king don't know anything.
And at one point, when they switched bodies,
Yeah.
she actually told him while she was in the crown prince's body that what are these incense you're burning? Get rid of them.
It's not good
Yeah.
for you in such a
And he didn't
highly
listen.
concentrated. 'Cause
Yeah.
They basically like hotboxed his bedchamber. So you just
Yeah.
like there's no ventilation. And she was like, what is going on here? I thought right then and there they would have figured out a lot more quicker than they did
Yeah.
what the incense was and what all like
Yeah.
this medicinal herb that he was receiving. Like
Yeah. Let's go back for a little bit. Gildong.
Mm-hmm.
So we find out that Unju
Unju.
is kind of like a
Robin
Robin
Hood.
Hood. Yeah. You know,
It's given Robin Hood.
she pretty much steals rice and food and things and gives it to the people in the village that have less.
That she
that
sees
needs
in the
it.
little hospital when
Yeah.
she knows like people are sick and they, on top of that, they can't get any, like they can't get healthy fast. They can't get better.
Yeah.
Because they're essentially starving.
Yeah.
So she goes, steals what she needs to do, always from the noble people, like the
Yes.
nobility. She doesn't mess with, obviously, the commoners.
Yeah.
But while she's doing that, all sorts of things.
What I want to know is, because the people that she steals from are the nobles and they have abundance, like, how do they even find out? Because obviously I feel like she doesn't steal noticeable amounts and she goes to many different, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, is it, I want to know how it got back to them, right? Like, how did everyone's just start, like, was it the commoners that just started talking about it more?
You know what?
It was just,
I think she used to leave notes behind to be
Okay.
like, I only took this much, da da da. Because think about it, if the food starts, if the rations are like being used up faster, the family could think the help is stealing the food.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I think in
Yeah.
order to protect the staff, she would leave a note behind.
makes sense. Yeah.
Right?
I forgot they all have servants, right?
They
Yeah.
do, and you have to
Yeah.
like if things go missing, they're the first people to be blamed. So I think she created that
Yeah.
persona to make sure that the house staff doesn't get punished.
Oh, okay. Yeah, so she's been doing that for a while. And even to the point that Crown Prince has joined the search for Gildog.
He kind
Yeah.
of frequents like the
Yeah.
the Royal Investigative
Bureau.
Bureau
Yeah.
office. I'm gonna call it the police station.
Yeah.
Like he'd be hanging out at
Yeah,
the police
police station.
station.
That's what it is.
That's
Yeah.
what it is,
Yeah.
right? So that's his interest. Like he likes to
Solve
he's
things.
on top of all the
Yeah.
affairs. You know what I mean? And he's like, "This is interesting. Who is this?" So he joins the little manhunt.
Yeah.
And he has a moment.
And Royal Aide Kang is like his homeboy as well.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. So he kind of involves himself and starts going on these search parties kind of thing.
yeah, at night to figure out
Yeah.
because that's when Gildong like
Yeah.
comes out. But he takes an interest in him.
But I feel like for another reason, him is like, oh my God, I'm intrigued by this person that does this, right? Like,
Yeah.
because they're doing it for good. They're not, you know? So I think he just wants to like meet them. It's like, who is this person?
Basically,
You
and
know?
be like, what is happening here? But yeah, so while during these nightly searches, Unju gives him the book that she discovers from one of the ministers,
The chief inspector, actually,
the chief inspector, who has been like, it's a book of basically everybody's misdeeds,
basically.
right? All the bribes that they received.
It's a burn book.
Basically. So
yeah.
she discovers a burn book, hands it over to him. He does the right thing and like arrests the chief inspector.
Yes.
Chief inspector now knows that the chief secretary has
Yes.
been poisoning this man.
Yes.
My thing is, why are you talking shit behind bars like this man's not going to kill you right there? And he
Yeah.
did.
And he did. And then try to frame Gildong as the person.
Mm-hmm.
But I also feel like that was stupid because people know what Gildong was about. Like, why would this person that's basically Robin Hood, taken from thing, given
Mm-hmm.
to the less fortunate, why would that person go out of their way to kill? Yeah, it didn't even make sense.
It
Like,
doesn't matter. Remember,
yeah.
like his son also works there. They spread rumors. He owns all the ministers. It
Yeah.
didn't make sense. He just needed to get rid of the chief inspector
and put it on
blame
somebody, yeah.
else.
And because they were currently looking for Gildong, perfect person.
Exactly,
You know?
right? This thief in the night, like let's find him and just blame
Yeah.
him for everything.
Yeah.
But so yeah, like this man is just unrelentingly cruel. Like he's
Yeah.
just killing everybody. Like the poor person who was the fake Gildong that was killed.
Yeah.
That's sad. Like he doesn't care.
He doesn't.
No, he doesn't. But Unju is doing all of this. The prince is intrigued. And one night, while she's doing her thievery,
Yes.
she falls off the roof because she's being chased. And that's the first time the body swap happens.
Yes, but before that, we find out that a little kid monk gives them both these bracelets. And that's how
They're kind of tied together.
Yes.
So we find out that whenever one of them is in danger, that's when the swap occurs.
Yes. Do you think that was necessary?
The body swapping?
Yeah.
you know what? I didn't mind it because it was
Yes.
not overkill.
Yes.
And they didn't stay swapped
For
for
long period-
many,
yeah.
long periods of time, right? So it was a quick swap. They did what they needed to do, and then they swapped
Yeah.
back.
No, like
Most body swapping
I feel like-
dramas, it's overdone.
I feel like it was really well done. Like you
Mm-hmm.
said, like to me, it wasn't necessary because the story is so good. But I like how they didn't, like you said, overkill it. You know what I mean?
It wasn't, honestly,
Yeah.
and I feel like it was a quick way for them to figure out what's happening, because had they not swapped, she wouldn't have known or bring attention to the herb, right? The incense. She wouldn't have clocked
Yeah.
that right away.
And that's what I actually like. Their first initial swap, remember, that's when they just met, right? So I felt like it was cute in the sense of it was like they were getting to know each other while being in each other's bodies.
what I'm
You know what I
saying.
mean? So
And-
he got to see her everyday life. She got to see his everyday life and just kind of see how people react to them and their relationships with people, right?
Yeah.
So I thought that the initial one was actually cute, to be honest. Like, you
And
know?
there wasn't a lot of romance in the sense of like it was more about the political issue and you know, basically the chief secretary
Yeah.
trying to fuck up the royal family. But because of the swap, though, I felt like that's when a lot of the romantic elements happened.
Yeah, because
all the
it
cute
kind of
stuff.
made them closer. You know what I mean?
Like
So
they found out how the other person feels, even
Yes.
though they're, you know, like Unju's wasn't forthcoming in the beginning, but because she preserved like the shoes so well and like, you know,
Yes.
little things like that let him know that, hey, she's fighting her feelings for me.
Yeah.
That's where I think, you know, the shenanigans came in. And towards like the later switches, just, you know, everybody else, their little circle being aware of it, just made it more fun.
and the later switches, remember, we find out that they only swap when one is in danger.
Yeah.
So that was really helpful when Sungjae tried to kill. Yeah.
Yeah, so when
You
he
know what I
tried
mean?
to kill the Grand Prince, they
Yeah.
swapped right away so that she knew
She already
where
knew
to go,
and find him. Exactly.
right?
Yeah.
The other time too, when
When the king had the knife too. Yeah.
they swapped, and her personality was needed to kind of like calm down the prince at that point, the king, because
Yeah.
had the prince still been there, he still would have been like, I said what I said.
Basically, that's what he
Right?
said. He said it like 10 times.
So it really helped
like-
push the story forward. It
did.
saved them from danger. I didn't mind the body swap
Yeah.
as much.
Yeah. Like you said, it didn't do too much.
It
yeah.
didn't last too long. But through those exchanges, they just kind of uncover bit by bit what the
Yeah.
chief secretary is trying to do here. Sungjae, after the assassination attempt, loses his job. The Grand Prince is like, hello, surprise, surprise, I'm still here.
Oh my, can I say that scene when the crown prince is headed to confront Sungjae was so powerful.
Oh my God.
It was like in slow motion. And then you see Sungjae's face just drop like, oh my God, I'm going to die today. Oh my God, that was so powerful.
I know.
I rewinded like 3 times because
I
it
know.
was so good. Like it's like he's seen a ghost for real because he thought he was
literally.
dead. I was like,
Okay, who said that line? Was it the Grand Prince or was it Teacher who was like, look at his face? That's the face of somebody who's seen a ghost. Was it the Grand Prince who said that, or was it him?
or was it the minister that he poured the alcohol on before?
No, I think that man was just quiet and smiling.
He knew what was gonna
After he
happen.
said, "Ooh, you about to get
Yeah.
yours," he didn't say anything. I
think
think
it
it was
was a crown-
Teacher.
Oh, yeah, I think it was Daeju. Yeah.
Oh, that was amazing. And one of the parts that I really enjoyed was when he would try to like aggressively be evil, and even his dad's like, that ain't the time right now. That's not needed.
Literally.
He's like, let's kill the prince. He's like, wait a minute.
No,
wait
there-
a minute.
there was a
We
moment-
need a reason to kill the prince.
And then one time he said something, Sungjae, and then the dad slapped the shit out of him. Like, I'm telling you, it's something about the slap. It's like, it comes from their soul, like the way
He
they
was
slap people.
disgusted with him.
Because it's always the wrong time.
And it was always overboard in its cruelty.
Yeah. And it made no sense. And the dad's always looking at him
He's
like,
looking at him, you fool.
literally.
He's like, why I gotta tell you every single
Yeah, this-
whereas like every time he gives a command or like
Mm-hmm.
he tells Jae to do something, they don't even finish you know, they don't even use full sentences. Ji-hyun just understands. He's like, you know what I mean by that, right? He's like, yep. He's like,
Yeah.
heard you loud and clear. I'm like, heard what loud and clear? Like, he was so in tune with the son that he hated the most.
Yeah.
But yeah, Sung-jae was just he was a little dickhead.
Yeah. Another part that was hilarious, and it shouldn't have been, but it was.
Okay.
When this is after Sung-jae passes, he was given the poison.
Okay.
And then Jae's talking to the dad, and the dad is explaining to him all the reasons of why he had to kill him the way that he did. Like, remember he was saying, oh, the reason why I gave him the poison is because I know him. He lived in luxury his entire life. If they exile him, he wouldn't last a month out there. Like,
he would embarrass me even more.
Yeah.
But he was making himself feel better.
But the funny part is, like, he just kept going, and then Jae just looked at him. He's like, you really believe that, huh? Pretty
Basically.
much. As one tear is falling from his eye. He's like, Jay's like, you know you're talking to me, right? Like,
I know who you are.
Yeah, can you just stop with that? Like, you don't care about this guy. You don't care about me, but...
No,
yeah.
he did it to save himself because he was like,
Yeah.
there is no way that... Remember, they were waiting for him. They knew his next... Well, they thought they did.
Yeah.
Was to save him while he's being exiled.
Basically,
like, transported outside of the palace and, like, the city. But he knew that they were going to lie in wait for him. So he's like, let me just kill this fool.
Yeah, he can't survive out there.
And then he tried to be all like...
But even that initial scene when the king was like, oh, what should we do to him? And he's like, beheading would be appropriate. Just the look on Thing's face. Like, my daddy? Like,
the fact that he kept it together, I would have
Yeah.
like, he made me do
Literally,
it.
I really
I
shocked
don't
that
know how he...
Yeah.
You know, because he's such a wuss.
Yeah, he is.
He's such a weakling.
I was actually surprised about that.
I'm surprised he didn't like snitch out his dad like that.
Yeah.
He had a lot of trust in him.
But a part of him knew, if I even attempt to do that, he's going to kill me. My dad, it will finish the job.
We're going down
Yeah.
together.
Yeah.
We are going down together.
But that's how much he
because-
feared that man, though. That's how you know. It's like, that didn't even cross his mind to even, you know what I mean? Say anything to his dad.
Seriously.
Or snitch on him.
This man was just obsessed with controlling the king, that the fact that he convinced him that he had killed Unju's dad.
Oh my God.
That was insane.
And that literally is the reason he went over the edge, was because of that.
Yeah.
And he started seeing tigers everywhere because remember, he thought he hallucinated and seen
Yeah.
a tiger. And I was so shocked by that because Min-jik said, I'm going to take the chief inspector position.
The king
Because he's like,
needs
if this
guidance.
if this guy comes back,
The king needs
Yeah.
guidance. He's clearly hurting people.
Yeah.
And he needs I
And
got to be the voice of reason. He pretty
and
much
he
said, I'm
probably
going to take that job.
And he's like, and I want to get to the bottom of what is going on with the king. He probably would have did that, right? And he's like, no, you got to go.
You got to go right then and there in the back.
And
How
then-
cowardly.
And then put it on the king.
I
And the
know.
king literally was having nightmares. Yeah.
Oh my God. I didn't find it satisfying when he kidnapped Unju.
The chief secretary, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
When he escaped, after he was like, oh my God, like, you're the villain, we know.
Yeah.
He's exiled. And on his way there, he escapes.
Yes. But also, my thing is, after everything this man has done, why is he just getting exiled?
Just kill him right there.
I did
right?
not understand. You like,
We know he's not going to get better.
Yeah.
But anyways, he manages to escape,
yeah.
gets Unju. What I don't understand is when he sits down, I'm like, girl, run.
Oh my God, I was thinking that. I'm like, girl, you're right by the door.
Why are you standing there just waiting for this man to start his little monologue?
I did not get
I'm like,
that.
pick up your skirts and dash
Yeah.
out of there.
That didn't make sense to me.
That did not. Especially because, and then I was like, maybe the door is locked and we just didn't see that part. But then when the
Maybe.
Grand Prince comes, boom, the door just opens up.
Yeah.
I'm like, girl, get up and run. Did
that-
she
that-
want to hear him out?
Yeah.
He put the sword next to him. She was just standing there.
Yeah.
So that I was like, come on, guys. He should at least tie her up or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, that part I was just like, it
I
was
me too.
too
I was like,
easy.
girl, run away.
That was too convincing. That was like, I'm sorry, that was too convenient.
It's like you wanted to hear his last words and what?
Well, actually, I'm glad we did though,
Yeah.
because then he says he admits to actually killing her
him.
dad, right?
Yeah.
And then, but I wouldn't have taken myself out just to take that man out.
I would not. And that's why I was like, oh my God, girl, you about to die
Yes.
for this to make
She
this
was
point?
closer to that
Yeah.
poisonous smoke than he was. So when he starts coughing up blood, I'm like, girl, you've been inhaling it the entire time.
Yeah.
So I was like, so because of that, I'm like, maybe we could have locked this off at
And
14
even that,
episodes.
but that's what I'm saying. This was the last episode. I'm like, don't tell me that this girl dies. I was like, I'm like, I'm about to break this TV. I'm like, if she passes. And it really gave me Red Sleeve vibes.
I know.
I was like, please don't die.
Don't do it.
And when you see his face and how much he loved her, and it's just like, oh my God, please, I want you guys to be together. Like, you know?
I know. You know, it was a nice surprise, just like the Queen Dowager not being the typical evil mother. Harem.
She was such a cutie.
Was she not?
Yeah. And the fact that she was supposed to marry J.E. actually. Mm-hmm. First of all, did we even talk about how J.E. apparently draws erotic art? Like,
oh my God, yes. I forgot about
apparently
that.
that's what he's into. And I was just like, of course he is. Like,
yeah, of course. But,
yeah.
And he was very close with the girl at the courtesan.
The courtesan, yeah.
Right? But he doesn't like this little innocent girl. He doesn't want to marry her.
And she was so cute. She was like okay with it. Like, that's fine. That's your concubine
like,
or whatever.
Good.
Yeah.
She's like, I can live with that. And
yeah.
Because he thought if he says that's my concubine, that she would run and she would break off the engagement. Because remember, this is something his dad is forcing on him.
Yeah.
Right? Which she doesn't want to do.
Yeah.
But what was delightful about her character was when she gets rid of Jae-hee and the engagement is called off, she kind of starts to develop a crush on the Grand Prince. But I remember being like, girl, at this point, you're crushing on Unju. Because
and
every time,
yeah.
And I was like, who are you in love with? And I love the fact that they address that towards the
end. They do.
And
she literally looked at Unju and was like, I don't think I was falling for the prince. I think I was falling for you.
Exactly.
Like, and she was, because they had so much in common. Remember when
really
they were like
did.
getting giddy about the book or something?
The book that they read. And she's just such a romantic at heart.
Yeah.
And I love that the fact is like now that she put the whole like, oh, Unju and the prince belong together, she just became this super romantic person because anybody who caught Harem falling, she was like, is this fate?
Yeah. I love that when she said, she's like, first it was Da'il and then it was Daechu.
Yeah.
When she was like, why is all the men that I thought I knew?
Because she is out here looking for her prince now, right?
I thought she was going to get together with her brother at first when they showed like how many times she kind of fell in his arms. I was like, does she see him different? Is she going to get with him? That would be so cute.
Both of them, when it happened, and I was like, go with Taeju. Go with Taeju.
Oh my God, Taeju's such a...
That man
Can we talk about
fight.
Taeju was the cutest... Oh my God, character ever.
He really made it.
He really made it. The way he loved the Grand Prince, the way he just, like, when they first found out about the swapping, he was hilarious. He was like, I'm just going to go with this. Like, this is insane. Even with Harem, when she found out that they swapped bodies and stuff.
Yeah.
It was really cute how they were just all kind of like, this is crazy, but okay. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his reactions during the body swaps, dealing with either one of them, really made it more enjoyable for me. And I was like, he was the perfect companion.
He was.
Right?
He was. And usually, honestly, in historicals, those guys are usually such favorites of mine, to be honest, because they always hit. They're always a comedic relief. And I just always loved their relationship with the Crown Prince, right?
Exactly.
Is always so like real and authentic. You know what I mean?
I know. So when Harem was like out here falling all over the place, I was like, let's go with Taeju if we have to.
And I also love that Harem, even though she is a noble girl too, how she just threw herself into like helping the villagers and, you know, helping Unju with like the medicine and all of that. Like she wasn't above it. Right.
No.
And I always respect that. And I always love that. Right.
No. And I'm not surprised that like her and Unju became friends because all of the supporting cast just absolutely loved Unju. And it was nice to see like who her little clique was in the villagers, right? When they saved those kids that were like orphaned, they took it to that couple that they like, who I thought was a couple the entire time.
Me too, until the end. And apparently this other guy is...
And they're like, you need to make a choice. And in my mind, I'm like, who's the baby daddy?
And I thought, exactly. I thought that was the kid's father.
Right? And then we had the big, oh my God, I forget his name. Then we have the big guy.
Yes.
with the long hair. Now he's coming into this little love triangle that's already happening. So now they're pissed that there's another potential, and she apparently changes her accent for him.
Yeah.
But I'm just saying, like, the supporting cast, everybody was
They were, it was so
good.
good. Like, even the queen, after she finds out that Unju is the love of his life, like, she's not moved by it. Yeah, she didn't throw a fit. She was like, this guy, she's like, I'm so proud of my son, actually. All day he's doing his king business, and then at night he goes to the love of his life. Like, she just so casually, like, I'm not gonna stop this. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean? Like, that's why I like the queen. She was just so down to earth. Like,
she really was. I thought towards the end it was going that somehow he would change the rules and it'd be okay for him.
Me too,
or not give a shit and say, I'm going to marry the person that I love. But then the fact that he was like, no, because, you know, we don't want the crown prince, like the rightful king, like, the king, heir, to ever feel like he has to fight me for the throne. I will not be getting married, and I'm going to come back to being like a normal human being. Then I'm going to go to Unju. And I'm like, how many years is that
That's what I said too. I was like, okay, he gave her the ring, but...
How long are we waiting here? Because that kid looked like he was 7.
But
8,
also,
maybe 8.
But
so
also,
I have to wait till he's like 18?
But I also feel like that dynamic and that situation works for Unju too. Remember, she wants to be outside the palace. She wants to continue her work with people.
No, I get
you know
that
what
part.
I mean?
I absolutely get that part. But I'm just like, it's kind of ridiculous that you have to wait almost 10 years to start your life. I mean, they're still very much together now. I get it.
They are.
But it's still, you know,
and I'm assuming
together.
we didn't see that, but
they can't live together.
I'm sure their relationship will progress like that. We already know.
Pretty sure.
So...
But I'm just saying, though, you don't live together. You can't start having kids. They can't get married. Like, they're going to have to, like, date for 10 years.
Basically. And I think because the love is so pure and strong, I feel like...
They can make it. Well, they made it. We saw.
Yeah.
We saw that they made it. Who am I forgetting? There was something I wanted to say.
It was very cute, too, and towards the end where we see Da-il basically saying that he's always just played a dum-dum, basically, to kind of protect Unju and her mom. Basically, he's like, they would worry too much if they knew
that I was actually sharp.
Yeah, and I know things.
I think he was a little far-fetched. I think he was giving himself a little too much credit.
Like,
because
really?
I don't know. I do think he's kind of stupid, though.
He is.
With a heart of gold.
We
are not mad.
Like, those touching moments of, like, when Unju got hurt, the way he bawled his eyes out, like, he genuinely...
gets easily flustered.
Yeah.
That's what
But I just love seeing that he genuinely loves Unju and her mom. Like, that's his family.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
he was never, like, you know.
Never treated the mom bad.
I don't think he was an evil person.
He was not. Because you could tell, like I said, the way he treats her mom. That's not his mom.
Exactly.
And he always respected her. She pretty much raised him, right? So
she did. And there wasn't any animosity at all towards his half sister.
Yeah.
But he very much did play into the hierarchy, though.
He really did.
Because I'll be damned if I have my sister call me young master.
Yeah.
I'm like, sir, get it together.
He did. He enjoyed that part. Yeah.
He did. And she was like, he's a, sometimes he can be an asshole.
Yeah.
But
she always said
she's
that.
a good person deep down, though.
Yeah.
I also liked the main detective from the bureau. That like
Royal Aid Kang. His story
go.
with the, oh my God, that was so cute.
I know, and I was like, why would you give him up to become like a concubine?
Yeah.
I mean, he has a proper job.
I know.
What's going on?
But like she said, that's the
you wouldn't have been poor.
But she, in her mind, is like,
that's a nice title.
Like she said, she was like, that's the highest position that for me, like a lowborn could get. And girl, she was ambitious.
So you give up the greatest love of your life
to be treated like
when you could have lived comfortably or lived normally, instead of living like, you know, with a crazy king.
Well, she's seen to the end how it played out for her, to be honest, and I just love that part where he was protecting the people throwing stones.
When she was being stoned.
Yeah,
I know he really loved her till the very end,
and I think that's when everything kind of clicked. It's like,
for
damn.
sure, you could see the regret in her eyes. Like that girl, the minute she saw him, the first night when they rescued her, from the chief secretary's house, you could see she was shocked to see him, and they both needed a moment to like gather themselves. Yeah, because I think they hadn't seen each other in a while, right? Since she entered the palace, I guess. Yeah,
I guess when they were going to run off is when they were very young, right? Probably like teenagers, maybe. Yeah, and she was like, "Yeah, no thanks."
I know. How funny was that scene stuck with me with him and Taechu when they're chasing after the assassin.
Yeah.
And then he's like, listen, okay. He was like, I was born in the lap of luxury. I don't like to sweat.
Yeah.
And then Taechu was like, I grew up rough.
Yeah.
Let's fight. Like, the writing was really good for the show,
The writing was good. Every side character was amazing. Even the villains played the hell out of their roles.
They really
I
did.
hated their guts.
And
Yeah.
no two personality resembled each other. And even the side characters got like a really good,
Yes.
like a really good write-up. Like I just felt like each role was really like fleshed out because you judge Harem, you're thinking, oh, she's gonna be spoiled now. She can't get the prince. She's gonna turn into a mean girl.
Yeah.
She did not. So I like those little surprises, right? Like
And like you said, the writing is so good. Even though we didn't see the Queen Dowager or the Queen a lot, they really made their presence felt the little bit that we did see them. Right? It's like, oh my God, I like you guys. Like you guys are freaking amazing. You know what I mean? Yeah.
I didn't even like honestly the when they introduced the people at the monastery, the old
Oh my God, them.
concubine, when they introduced
Yes.
her, they wanted to
Suki, yeah.
Suki, when they let Unju know that they were gonna do a coup now, like
Yeah.
they didn't overdo that part either.
didn't.
That I'm just like, who are these people? Can we get back to our main character?
No, but can I say
No.
her anger was super valid,
Oh my
and
God.
everyone in her group, because basically they were all the people that the king basically killed their children.
Yeah,
or people that they
basically he
loved.
killed all the
Yeah.
spares so that nobody would ever fight him for the throne
Yeah.
when they got older.
Yeah. So their little what they were trying to do, it was justified. You
And
know?
I like that they took a step back when he willingly abdicated the throne.
Yes.
And they were
Yeah.
so relieved.
Yeah.
Because they were really doing it for the people. Like he
They
was
were.
running amok.
Yeah.
Like he needed to be reined in.
Yeah. And even though Suki was down for bloodshed, they were saying no. She was like, Unju and the crown prince are on your side, but you don't have to do it that way.
Yeah,
right?
like if we don't have to take it there,
we don't.
Let's not. That's how I knew she wasn't power hungry, and nor was the minister that was working with her behind the scenes, right?
Yeah, their whole mission was this can't go on. Like, yes, he killed my children. All these people are her, but we can't let it happen again. Pretty
True.
much. You know what I mean?
I know.
Like,
It just, you know what made a fun little comeback I hadn't noticed in a while? The Fist of Fury was used a lot.
oh
in this
yes, I love the Fist of Fury. Yeah, it was.
I know you're gonna notice.
Oh.
So many people.
I think it's coming back in K-dramas in general. 'Cause I
Is
think
it?
I've seen a
haven't
couple.
seen it
Yeah,
highlighted like
Yeah.
it's been highlighted in this
I see
drama
that. I was
for
like,
a while.
you angry, huh?
You big mad.
Yeah.
See that? And obviously, the Grand Prince almost died when he was younger, and it was Unju who saved
Oh my God,
him.
how
I
cute was
like,
that?
Let's
Like,
go.
we were just meant to be. Yes,
I know how they both did not figure that out when they both told each other, "I saved a person. I almost drowned." That
Because
was
what are the odds, girl? It makes sense.
That's what I'm saying, right?
Yeah. What are the odds that it was?
At least it would have asked, "Where did you?"
Exactly. No further questions were asked. So
exactly, like where
Yeah.
did you save someone? Where did you drown?
yeah,
They could have brought that together like a lot sooner.
Yeah.
They could have figured out the incense a lot sooner as well.
yes.
That
I mean,
felt a
she
little
did.
draggy.
They did, but then he kind of dismissed it.
I know.
And the fact that he didn't try again is crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Or even Unju letting him know, like, hey, this is serious. Make sure your brother gets off this stuff.
Yeah, there was a lot of things where they did such a good job in the beginning that I feel like they didn't need maybe to drag, like we didn't need the to show that the king was so far gone of him joining the hunt for Gildong, right?
And also,
And then hallucinating, and then them realizing, oh my God, he's hallucinating. Let's use the hallucination to get him back into the palace. Like, was
yeah.
that really needed?
my thing was, I feel like they let him be crazy for too long before stepping in. Because
Exactly.
I feel like he early on, he started going crazy.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? So I'm like, why did it take so long for them to step in? And be like, you're not well, you know?
Exactly. And they kind of just, he abdicated, and then we just saw him maybe for like 2 more seconds after him just
drawing
along.
tigers and stuff. I'm like, okay, he's still on that. Or,
How did they wean him off the drug?
yeah.
Either way.
Yeah.
What else is ridiculous?
But I love how the queen had that moment, and he's like, I don't want to see you again. She's like, no, you're going to see me every day.
Oh, yeah.
I'm going to keep coming every day.
So you regret
Yeah.
what you did, because I feel like she really did love that man.
She did. But she was such a solid queen, though.
She really
like,
was.
She did
She
not
didn't-
stand behind those shenanigans. She did not
not take
support
her-
him. Like, you know?
She didn't take her anger out on anyone.
She did
you know,
not.
she knew exactly who deserved it, and it was him.
Yeah.
But I'm glad that in that moment he was like, okay, fine, you should do it because I'm clearly
Yeah.
I've gone nuts.
Yeah.
I've gone nuts. You know what I liked? Okay. This is so cheesy, but when historicals give us an epilogue of how they loved each other in modern times.
Oh, I even watched it. That's how you know I love a show. I
Right?
even watched the
Wasn't that
epilogue.
cute?
That was so. I'm
I
like,
was
oh,
like-
is this the ancestors? How cute!
Yeah, right?
I'm like, that is so
I was
cute.
like, oh, now I'm like, more.
Yeah.
Give us more in this
Now I
lifetime.
want to see their story.
That's what I mean.
But the cutest scene that stood out to me, but it also reminded me of My Dearest. When she was swinging on the swing,
Oh,
and he was
yes.
watching from a distance, I'm like, stop it. I'm like, it reminded me too much of My Dearest. It
Right.
was too cute.
There wasn't a lot of romance, but the little bit that they did give us, it was really heartfelt.
It really was, yeah.
He followed her the whole day because she doesn't express her sadness. She
Yeah.
just, keeps
He
her feeling close to
even
the chest.
followed her on her wedding day. He
did.
paved the floor with all the things so her
Sure.
shoes wouldn't get wet.
and muddy. Like, he loved
Oh, that's
her.
also a time where I hated J.E. when he dragged her out of the palace
Oh,
on her
way
wedding
to the
day.
grandfather?
Yeah,
But look at her fortune, though. That man died on the wedding
on
day.
the wedding day. I was
"Good for
like,
you."
wow.
But then here's my thing. We didn't see the wedding ceremony. My understanding was she was being transported, and as soon as she entered, this man had already died. So just because
Yeah.
they agreed to be married, is that considered a marriage?
And then
Because-
her hair was in a bun, so I'm like, so she was married?
But yeah, because I was like, they didn't consummate the marriage. The ceremony in itself didn't happen.
But then also she went back to her hair being
And he
out
was on
again. So what does that mean?
Thank you. And then so I was
So-
like, was she not really married? Because this man was on his deathbed. So was he really going to do it? So I think the agreement was just, I'm going to give you gifts, which that man gave back right away.
The dad, yeah,
Right?
Yeah,
And maybe they don't need that actual ceremony
yeah.
in this.
And how does that
household.
even happen when the guy's on his deathbed, basically?
So when she gave that land and money
Yeah.
back to that household, it was to buy her freedom, I guess.
Oh, okay.
But wouldn't the world still consider her like she was married before? She's
Yes,
not,
she
I
was.
guess,
She was
a
acting
maiden?
like I said, when they goes into the bun, I know that means
Yeah.
and then
They're married.
yeah,
I don't know. It's interesting. But all in all, to be honest, I enjoyed the hell out of this show. I don't mind the body swapping. I like
Yeah.
that fantasy element, especially this one. It just did not drag on.
it did not. Like I said, it kept me going. Every episode was good. Loved it from the very beginning. When that girl said, "If this is the last night that I'm gonna be a lady," and ran and went for that kiss, I was like, "This is my show.
This is
Like,
gonna be a good one.
Exactly. Imagine that was the first episode.
She
So
didn't hold back, and you're like,
yeah.
oh, it's only going to get very interesting.
and
from
it did.
here.
It did not disappoint.
I give it an 8 out of 10. What would you give it?
I give it a 10 out of 10, girl. It
Yeah?
was, it delivered. It was great. The supporting cast was amazing. You know, I love my historicals. They had me hooked from episode 1, so I loved it.
I knew you were going to give it a higher rater.
Yeah.
But we would love to know what you thought about My Beloved Thief. Did I get the title right?
To my beloved thief.
To My Beloved Thief. Thank you so much for joining us this week. I hope everybody has a great rest of week. See you next week. Bye.
Bye.